right, so Monday, total body focus. Just a little bit of light activity, either running, rowing, ski or something for about 3 to 5 minutes just to get the blood pumping, then dynamic warm up as usual, right? First step, toes straight forward, right? Rock back, up, right? Making sure again, all the check-ins, right? Stacking head, above shoulders, above hips, above knees, above ankles. So the sideways view, right? Try not to shift at any other joint, we're just trying to move from the ankle only. A couple more, 8 to 12 reps per exercise. Knee hug, straight lines, again, checking in. Hopefully everybody's starting to enjoy this part of the repetition because this is where it's a multi-directional, multi-planar, symmetrical and non-symmetrical, complete dynamic warm-up. So it's something that it's kind of done and it doesn't need to be messed with, right? Cradle stretch. Right, so we know certain patterns that we fall into throughout the day, and one of those things is going to shorten up our hips, right? Hip flexors, right? Tighten them out. So you may think that this is just a piriformis stretch, but guess what? Hip flexor here. So if this leg, the base leg isn't straight on these exercises, we're eliminating one of the major benefits of doing it. Right, so keep that leg straight, eyes straight ahead. Quad pull, right? Crank it in, up on the toes. Ooh, maintain that balance. Grab the ground with your big toe, pick a spot in the distance, hold it. Forward view. If I'm looking at him and I'm looking at you, if I open up and show my ribs to you, that's not what I want, right? So making sure that everything is locked in, lined up. After that, we're gonna do an inverted T or a single leg RDL. Bring the arms out to the sides, right? Come back up, bring the arms back out to the sides. She's not.
Okay.
Is she supposed to have an appointment with you?
That's okay. Oh, you can help, sir.
She should be.
Yeah, I will check.
So we're gonna do the inverted T, hanging out, holding position, making sure that we got everything nice and lined up. Inhale down, exhale up. Right, lunge twist, lunge position, sink down, 1, 2, right? Same thing on the other side. Lunge, 1, 2, right? From the straight forward position or from the lateral position now. 1, 2, making sure the rib cage again is straight and locked in and nice and tight. Lateral lunges, over, right? Over. There's different variations that we can do. So if they get bored, right, you can change if they go over, they shift, they have to squat, right? So even though we're still doing the same motions, there's still variation and variety that you can toss in. So don't be afraid to flex your own creative muscles here too, right? Right? As long as it's a lateral lunge, we're all good. World's greatest, toes straight forward. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Rock back. Make sure their back leg is straight, right? Down, exhale, inhale, up. So if I look, if that back knee is on the ground, that's fine if it's difficult, but realistically I want it locked down. Exhale, inhale, down, back. Right? Warmed up, ready to go. Right? Barbell. CrossFit's barbell. It's another barbell complex because it builds technique, right? Gets them strong, get a little bit of everything, okay? So snatches, so we're gonna go snatch, grip, deadlift, hang snatch, and overhead squat. Start them with the bar, right? And then they progress as they feel comfortable. And then if the form starts to go in any of the movements, that's a cue for the done, right? That goes backwards, so nothing like doing hang snatches with something that can catch it, so, right? General safety. If they don't want to hook grip, it's fine, right? Not everybody needs to be a competitive athlete, but just so you know what it is, under, grab it with the 2 fingers over the thumb, all right? Snatch grip, second ring out, right? Make sure that we have that locked in, and it can vary how wide they go. The narrower it is it's okay. It's just it's a narrow grip snatch. So realize that sometimes the right answer for competition isn't the right answer for what we're trying to do with our client. Right? So I'm going to go a little bit wider than this. And then the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually gonna do a specific snatch warm up, all right? So I'm gonna shrug a little bit, right? Just making friends with the bar again. 5 to 10 of these guys, or gals, whatever you wanna do, right? Bend the knees, come up, shrug, shrug. From a sideways view, right? Making sure that when they're finishing, that they're finishing up, that they're not finishing too far back, that they're not finishing forward on their toes. We're looking for straight lines. All right, then a little bit lower. Go right down, right above the knee. High pull. And snatch. All right, once they're up here, get a comfortable stance. Inhale, sink, up, right? So you're hitting about 5 reps of every movement, and then they can move on to the complex. Complex starts with deadlift. Keep the grip. Right? Not doing all that, right? Then they're gonna punch it over their head. Up. Punch it over their head. After they do 6, then eyes straight ahead, right? Try not to shrug excessively, right? So keep that shoulder girdle relatively neutral. It can fall back a little bit. 4. Everything is a breath trick. After that, they've completed 1. Their job to go up safely and effectively. 5 to 10 pounds on either side, unless the bar is nothing for them, and then they can jump up to like 95. But caution, caution. Okay? So that's for the CrossFit. For the GetStrong, kettlebell deadlifts, kettlebell swings, and a squat to a press. All right? So the kettlebell deadlift, right? 4 times per arm. They're basically moving through this. So the reason why it's looking more like this is more of a strength endurance component, but what it does is it hones technique. Because if we just jump into heavy, yeah, you're gonna get stronger, but you might not be moving the weight as efficiently as possible. So we want to hit it from both ends, from the heavy load perspective as well as, right, the repetition perspective. It's not always one. Okay, so stand over the top, shoelaces on the line. Inhale, raise your down, put away. Exhale. 10 of those guys. Again, or gals, whatever you want. After 10, then take a step back. 8. After 8, in position, right? Squat stance. Creating tension with the other arm, finishing fully extended, right? Not shrugging, not leaning, at the top. Inhale. Down. Ta-da. All right, so those, all right? So that's going to conclude the strength portion. Then we're going to move on to the conditioning. First thing we got is it's a run or a row. Their knees will let you know, all right? So if they got pain in the knees, and that's where too is like, anytime that there's like a single equipment or a one-piece cardio set, it doesn't matter what they do. It could be a salt bike, it could be run, it could be row, it could be Stairmaster, elliptical for all we care. It's just make their heart move, okay? So don't get married to the method on this one. Just let them kind of be comfortable getting their heart rate up, because the other 2 things are difficult, okay? So we have 10 strict knee to elbows or toe to bars, and then a lateral swing, which is a new skill, okay? All right, so when we're doing knee to elbows, right, when we're doing knee to elbows, this is tolerable, right? It's a lot better than this, okay? And the reason why is we're trying to keep tension on the muscles we're trying to work. We're not trying to use momentum. Okay, so we want to get this strong. So rather than letting them use momentum, just slow them down and keep them dialed on that. So that's the easy one. Next hard one. right? Bring it all the way up to your elbows. So you're gonna have to come back a little bit, hit it, right? Sorry for the view. Hit it, exhale, okay? Next one up. Then the last one is your strict toe to bar, and it's just the same thing, but now we got locked legs. Don't be crazy about them maintaining super locked leg position, because just because you have tight hammies doesn't necessarily mean you shouldn't do this exercise, right? So if their knees are bent a little bit, we're cool, right? So big inhale. What I don't want to see though is this, right? So that's a no-no, right? No frog position here, no thank you. And then the million-dollar question, why? Because I don't want to strengthen, right, weak hip flexors. I want to strengthen, right, your psoas too, right? Deep muscles, right? I want to get everybody that walks around like this to stop it and to start doing that. All right? So that's what that exercise is for. And then the lateral swing, right? I line up sideways on it, right? I'm gonna do a standard kettlebell swing hinge, right? But this time the weight moves sideways. So big thing to consider. Don't push your knees forward. They have to hinge. You gotta sit back, because if you don't, it's gonna hit you. So don't do that, okay? So we start here. Start crossbody, so my right arm is gonna hike it through. No, you don't have to breathe that obnoxiously, but it helps, right? Same thing on the other side. What do we got? We got 3 rounds of all 3 of those things. So a little bit of cardio from the running or the rowing. Get your abs, right? Fix that pelvic tilt. And this one, more than anything, is teaching you where to set your pelvis, right? Plus, it can be a little deltoid if they decide to pick the weight up, but okay, cool down, perfect time. So shin box. So basically, we're taking the 90-90 stretch, and then we're adding a level to it. All right, sit down. I'm here, right, 90 degrees. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip to the other side without moving the feet. Just like that. Monday done.